This photograph gives you some idea of Blitzkrieg tactics. Here you see a large force of tanks moving very, very fast into enemy territory. You can see it's mostly tanks. We have some guys on what appear to be motorcycles, and these tanks have several men each. These guys standing here appear to be doing some tank surfing, I suppose you could call it. But massive tank forces would move across Europe, deep into Poland, deep into France. It was a very devastating technique. Okay, the fall of France. Germany invaded France in the spring of 1940, and by the end of June 1940, France had been subdued. You learned about Dunkirk, I believe. Thousands of French and British soldiers were trapped on the beaches just across the English Channel from Britain, and a massive fleet of fishing boats, barges, anything that could float was organized to evacuate them from the beaches and take them to safety. There's a movie recently released by the name of Dunkirk. I've not seen it, but I've heard that it is good. Paris falls. We're going to watch a video about the surrender of the French government in a moment. Hitler did not wish to waste time subduing all of France. He had bigger things in mind. So he created a puppet government in southern France. But not all of the French surrendered so easily. There were the Free French, led by General Charles de Gaulle, who fled to Britain. A little bit about Charles de Gaulle in a few slides. The French resistance continued to resist Nazi occupation throughout the war using guerrilla tactics. There are several excellent movies made about these very brave resistance fighters. A brief video now about France's surrender. Hopefully the link works with no problem. I'm not very good at technology, but we're going to try it. Wow, can you see all my tabs up here? The blue circle, endless blue circle. Here we go. Let's scroll down to here.
On June the 22nd, 1940, Hitler arrives in Compiègne, near Paris. The setup he has ordered is designed to humiliate the losers. He has brought the same railway car that was used for the signing of the 1918 armistice that sealed Germany's defeat. His revenge is complete.
Pay attention to the body language.
The French delegation is led by General Hunsiger. An interpreter reads out a diatribe, accusing France of declaring war without any reason. Hitler does not utter a single word. He stands up and leaves. The French delegates have been informed of the terms of the armistice. One of its conditions is that France hand over all the anti-Nazi Germans who have taken refuge in France. Hunsiger tries to negotiate. The Germans refuse. Hunsiger calls the government in Bordeaux. The German secret services tape his conversation with Weygand.
C'est fait. Oui, mon général. C'est fait. Je vous remercie encore de la façon dont vous l'avez fait. Mon général, oui, enfin, vous me comprenez, vous? Oui, non, je vous comprends.
Afterwards, Hitler has the railway car taken to Berlin. In the final days of the Reich, he will have the SS blow it up with dynamite.
This is Charles de Gaulle, the leader of the Free French during World War II. After the war, he would have a fascinating and controversial political career, serving as the president of France throughout much of the 1960s. Today, many streets, buildings, etc. in Paris are named after him, including the airport. The largest airport in Paris is Charles de Gaulle International Airport.